Hey, girl.
Hey, chap. What up, Sips?
Hey.
So, it's another week
Yes.
and another episode.
Yes.
What are we talking about today?
Well, we are going to talk about the art of starting over.
Welcome to... You want to do what? Let's get involved. Conversippin! I think they get it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know, I do like a fresh start.
Amen to that.
Mmm.
And what better way to start over as we get through this whole new normal, right?
The new normal.
Yeah, it's been a year. COVID's been in existence. Well, I guess other versions of COVID have been. This version that's caused a pandemic has been in existence. And now we got vaccines rolling out and doing things. But first, before we talk about that, let's talk about this wine. Oh, you see that? It stays a little bit longer.
Yeah, I mean, she has a higher sugar content.
Oh, that's all I need. More sugar today.
Which is good.
It's
This is good.
great.
This is Black Girl Magic by McBride Sisters.
Collection, yeah.
It's a nice little red blend. She's soft. She's not really not sweet. So, I mean, it's a nice mellow red wine.
Yeah, all these red wines are gonna start staining my teeth.
Maybe.
I just whitened them recently. I don't want to go back.
Maybe. But I say that the countries that drink a lot of wine, they don't have red teeth, so.
It's not going to stain them red. It's going to change them to that yellow that I'm not a fan of.
How does red stain your
It's
teeth
going to
yellow?
change them this color.
It's not nicotine, this is wine.
I don't know. I'm not a dentist.
A dentile.
Wow, I think it's already working, guys. Okay, so back to the topic. I just had my second dose of the vaccine.
I get mine in a little bit.
Yes. And it's been about 2 hours from this point. And I think I'm fine.
Yeah.
No superpowers yet, so.
I don't know who said it's going to give you superpowers.
I know, you know, things go up online and what have you.
It's not a thing, guys. And I want y'all to think you're going to fly through the sky after getting this vaccine. But if that's what you need to take it.
I mean, hey, if you think getting it is going to give you a superpower and that's the only way you will take it.
But since we're talking about the new normal, is the vaccine the precipice for the new normal?
Time out. What's that word mean?
Precipice for the start or the beginning.
Oh. Yeah, no, it takes me a little bit with red wines. Is it the start of the new normal?
Is it the start of the new normal?
I think.
Is the new normal COVID vaccination?
Well, I mean, you kind of think about it, right? You have these smallpox vaccines, you have the flu vaccines, and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we weren't in those times where these were pandemics.
Right.
They decided to make the vaccines, people took them, and now it's something that you get at a younger age, blah, 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 to keep you from getting it. So we're the start of the beginning of a new era with a new, I don't know, it's weird. I'm trying to, in my head it makes sense. I'm trying to say it out loud, I'm like, what? You know, shit. Okay, for me, it's the new normal, and I compare it to vaccines that came out years ago because, you know, this is just our our thing that we're going through in our generation.
Yeah.
That our previous, or maybe our parents or grandparents or
Yeah.
something went through, and they had to start this whole process too. The thing with us though is that we have so much technology and people talking about it left and right, and the ability to pump it out faster than they did back in the day and stuff like that. So I feel like we have an advantage, but we also have a disadvantage because you have so many people that are against vaccines.
What is this is my clip.
Oh, and we
Rub
have
my chin.
we also have the other side that there's anti-vaxxers.
We do have a lot of anti-vaxxers.
Yeah. So hopefully the ones that do get vaccines outweighs the anti-vaxxers, where we can get rid of our masks.
Yeah, well,
for
you know,
good.
and I would argue that this vaccine is no different than any other, so it's not a new normal. As you're actually required to get your meningococcal vaccination before you go to undergrad. Before you step foot on campus, you have to get a meningococcal vaccination. That is a common requirement for a lot of accredited universities. And then everybody gets their TB
Yeah.
every 7 years. So I would say like the vaccination is a part of normalcy. But what I would say is kind of new is the outspokenness of the anti-vaxxers. Because I feel like they've always been here.
Yeah, of course.
But I think the thing that saved the population, especially with polio, is that more people got vaccination so that we could get this like herd immunity.
Yeah.
Which I think that's what we're trying to get to now. Just that France and Italy has a new strain. I think it's interesting. I posed the question because I think it's interesting because I can just see us requiring this vaccination as a part of society.
Oh, yeah.
Like I could see it becoming, are you vaccinated? And then, oh, you're not? Oh.
You can't come to my state.
Oh my gosh.
You can't fly
You're
to
not,
this place.
you're not vaccinated? Who are these not vaccinated people?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I can see that becoming a thing. But I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting. So let's talk about what other things do you think are new normals? Let's talk about masks, because I think masks are now
Well, yeah, that's
so
what I'm saying, like,
integrated into just me personally, like masks are so integrated into my life now that I ride around with 10 of them.
yeah, I feel like
In the car.
I feel like I'm braless when I walk into a store and I'm like, oh my god, it's on my face.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Nothing irritates me more than having to remember this stupid mask.
I feel like my underwear's showing. I don't know. Whenever I forget it,
I got to like have my mask on. But what I do like though is if I'm like not smiling at someone, they have no clue. They have no clue. So I kind of like that.
Yeah, I think, my thing with that is like when I get a common cold after this, even when masks aren't required, am I going to reach for one because I'm sick, or do I feel pressure to wear one when I'm coughing? Like, you know what I mean?
Like, do you go out when you're sick though?
So to be honest, and we're gonna knock on some wood because Grandma didn't raise me a fool. Very superstitious. Superstition. Okay. Do I go out when I'm sick? I have not been sick in several years. So to be honest, I don't remember.
Don't know.
I don't know. So that is a legit answer because I have not been sick in years.
I do not go out if I'm sick.
Yeah.
No, I lied. No, I lied. I lied. I generally get sick twice a year. So the change of the seasons. So or from hot to cold.
Yeah.
So like I'll get a little hay fever or whatever. And in the beginning part of that, I will go out. Not like out, but I like go to work. Like I'll go to work. So I have a thing about taking off days.
Yeah,
I don't want to waste PTO to not do anything fun.
Yeah.
So
That part.
right. So I'll just like go to work and just keep to myself. But now I don't know. Well, I work from home now. So
Yeah. Oh, I guess we can talk about that since you bring about working from home. are companies, once, most people are getting vaccinated and the population's going that, are companies going to require you to start coming back in the office?
I'd say like work from home is a part of the new normal.
Okay.
Like this is the new normal. Like I am not used, I'm wearing clothes today, but I am not used to wearing clothes.
I appreciate you wearing clothes today. Thank
Well,
you.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I love you guys, but yeah, I don't want to be wearing my muumuu everywhere. That's why we're at the house. I got several muumuus and like little one piece. One pieces that are easy to just throw on, take off, comfortable.
Oh,
I
yeah.
live in comfort now.
Well, I used to be very avid on wearing just basketball shorts and a tank top. That's what I wore.
Can you go back to like? Well, you still work, so you have to put on.
Yeah, I've never stopped working in
Yeah.
the office through this
Yeah,
entire time.
so that's not a part of your new normal.
No, it's not.
But now I just feel like it's been a year. Like it's been a year. I haven't had to wear business appropriate attire in so long. Like I don't even know. Like I can't go back.
Yeah.
I can't go back now. I've entered a place where this is much better than the life I had before, and I just don't. I refuse. I refuse
You have a
to
bit
go
of a
back.
drive, too.
That's so long. Oh, so long. Oh God.
Like
It's hard.
25, 30 minutes?
Let's try an hour and 15, an hour and a half.
Oh, with traffic.
No,
Forget about traffic.
what?
You're right.
What?
I forgot about traffic. Okay.
Oh my gosh, like
I don't-
18
I
accidents.
don't do it. I don't
People
do
keep
traffic a
moving
lot.
here, and I don't know why, but people keep moving here, and then nobody was working from home. So everybody was on that road going to the office, and then you got the people that was doing their makeup or whatever it is. I don't know why you hit somebody on the road, but whatever. And that happens, and then I got to sit because y'all you wanted to kiss the butt of the car in front of you.
Beep, beep. No beep, beep, because you would have minded got out of the way. How'd you beep, beep?
Minor. I don't know. But yeah, so I don't have to do that commute anymore, and I really enjoy that.
Yeah. I mean, my commute's not that far in general, so I don't tend to deal with traffic a lot
No.
anyway, so it doesn't bother me. But however, my new normal has been sitting at a desk at work because I used to go to people's houses and do my job, and
Yeah.
that kind of got eliminated because of everything that was going on. So I had to do stuff virtually. So are we going to integrate some companies that are like go to houses and that? Are they going to keep up with the virtual meetings and stuff like that? Are we accustomed to Google Meets and
Yeah,
Skypes
yeah.
and various stuff like that? Or are we going to, because we've had to use them so long now, especially from people that work from home and such like that, are we going to just forget about them completely when we can go and be out and be around people again freely?
That's a good question. I would
we so tired of those things?
I would follow that up with, is the cost benefit? Is there a cost benefit for the virtual now? Because you no longer have to pay for the gas to drive.
Yeah, cost benefit.
Right.
Maybe. I mean, if I had a company, and this is what I would do, how I would run the company. Who runs the company? Bruh. No? Okay. Anyways, if I ran my own company and we had shifted to working from home versus you coming here, not here, hold on, not to my house.
No, I get what you're saying. I'm following.
Versus going to the office, I would, if your job does not require, like if you work in data and your stuff is on a computer and you don't typically interact with multiple people in the office already, you don't have to come back. Like, I'm gonna continue to allow you to work from where you are, and especially if you're meeting your metrics, like exceeding your goals. if you're on that streak and you're doing well, I would then put the requirement in. If you hit a certain met, you have to start coming into the office.
Mm.
That way, I can kind of check in on you and stuff like that.
Mm.
But then once you're back to normal and stuff like that, and you can go back to what you were doing. But you got to be hitting the metrics. Does that make sense?
It does. I'm gonna counter with.
We're all about countering this season.
I'll be devil's advocate
all
for
the
it.
time.
Well,
I don't know what
I
happened.
don't necessarily disagree, but I'll counter with. We just made a year. I mean, there was a year we didn't have a choice.
This is getting so much better.
Yeah. I was like, if for a year.
I am got a sore arm, so we're going to use the other one.
Oh, is your arm sore?
Yeah, it's starting to get sore.
You were sore the first time.
I was. Hopefully that's the only thing I get.
Yeah, I wasn't, like, the whole arm or just the side?
Just the side.
Yeah. It was a little.
Lifting it a certain height.
Did you just look together?
Hey, I got a new carpet in here. She is not going to be leaking anywhere. And that's on that.
That was funny. Oh, okay, so I would counter and say that, well, I've been working from home for a year.
Yeah.
Well, you ain't had a choice in the matter.
Yeah.
Does that impact the decision? Also, think about the amount of money that you would save by selling your building.
Yeah.
But I also get that if it's, depending on what you're doing, if you're like selling cars, like you need to build it. Like you got to have somewhere to put the cars. Though, there were some companies that have, they don't have any fixed assets in terms of, capital building. Like Vroom.
I can't talk about those. But...
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, they don't. I'm just saying they don't have a build. I didn't purchase a car from one. I mean, I purchased mine from a building, but they don't. Mm-hmm. I personally think it's shifty, if you ask me. But maybe that's a piece of that's not a part of my normal. My normal was.
She said they shifty.
I thought it was a little shifty. Because they have an address.
Yeah.
But the address is not like a building.
But isn't Vroom sort of like Carvana?
Yeah.
But you can see Carvanas.
Carvana has buildings.
Yeah, they have several.
They got buildings and vending machines.
Yeah.
And they don't really have you can't test drive a car, but
well, they give
you could at least drive to the thing and see the car.
Yeah, well, they have a built-in 7-day test drive.
But Carvana also does the kind of same thing. Like you can buy a car that someone is selling sitting in their garage. Mm-hmm. And then the Carvana they mediate the delivery of the car in the garage to your garage, which to me is shifty.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
But let's shift gears from a car place and there are things like, of course, you can't be virtual in restaurants. You can't be virtual in bars, and then that aspect. But however, I just recently, and I'm gonna say it again because I like talking about it. I recently just came back from Hawaii, and hey, it was my first real trip in a long time. I mean, hello. And they're at the airport. They have these things, and I don't even know if they were there prior because I was at a new airport I've never been in or ate at. But they have these machines. You literally sit at the table, you tap on it, you order all your stuff. It just shows up by the waiter and stuff like that, and then you pay at the machine, and then they leave. I know that chains have them here, like the thing where you can pay and order more, but someone initially comes over.
Mm-hmm.
This is no initial. It's literally you sit at a thing, press a few buttons, they roll around and do that thing. And I'm like, is that going to be incorporated more? Because I do like that. Because you can't always have your server on hand when you're ready for that next drink. And there's sometimes, like today, I drink a little bit faster than other days. I mean, it's not a false statement here. Because she gave me the black girl magic. Like, I was feeling it in my booty.
Oh my God.
Well, not my booty.
You feel
Feeling my body. Adi. But, you know, yes. I want that to be incorporated. Okay, well, wait. Okay, let's talk about what more we would want that has happened from this to incorporate more of. Like, what was some of the, like, what would we want to be part of our new normal that we've had to deal with over the past year?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing. I like the mask. Something that stay.
You love the mask.
I don't love it, but I like the option of the mask.
Okay.
I like it.
All right.
I like it, but as I drink, the mask
Gets lost.
get lost. It just never finds its way to my face. And be on other parts of my body, but hands, fingers, chin. It does spend a lot of time on the chin.
She has the chin strap.
Or sometimes I'll just keep it on the ear that gives the impression that I'm gonna put it back on. Mm-hmm. But I never do. Mm-hmm.
She's one of those.
I don't know. Okay, if I was gonna be honest, I kind of liked the 11 o'clock curfew.
Okay, so no lie here. So for me, when things were shutting down real early, it saved me money. It allowed me to get things done that I needed to get done at home because I didn't have. Oh, it's past curfew. Like, I could use that as an excuse.
I mean, I could get litty and get to the house before midnight.
Yeah. And well, even when we had that other curfew, it was like 9 that they stopped.
Yeah.
I mean, we were in bed.
Now 9 was a little bit of a challenge. I was
okay with it. And
I still work
get a shower
5,
in.
6. So
I can get a shower in and then be in bed by 10:30. I mean, I was.
But I think 11 is really ideal.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the youngins couldn't stand that. But I was really like, oh, this is like old people drinking time.
Yeah.
And I could get just wasted. Call me a little Uber and then go home.
We accepted the challenge when those curfews came out.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, you're
I'm gonna hit it.
So this time,
Yeah, I'll hit it. I'm gonna hit the level.
boom, order 2 at a time.
But then, like, I just feel like the bills was so much cheaper.
Oh yeah.
I did save a lot of money. I
Because
saved
the
a lot of money.
continuation of drinking is what happens. It's like you have the option of continuing to stay because we love to talk. We are people persons. We are person people. We are people. Whatever. Anyways, we love to talk especially when we're together. We find these conversations that we kind of get locked into, that we get lost in, and just it goes from one to the next to the other to, now we're talking about something that happened years ago and then coming back to the reality we are now today. So, I feel like that meme where it's like all of the equations around, like, what? What is that? Yes, but, and you forget what time it is, and you just continue to keep drinking, and oh crap, now it's 2 a.m. calling the last call.
2 o'clock. I'll tell you, I did not miss, the back-to-back 2 a.m., shutting the bar down at 2 a.m. Like, I really don't miss that.
No.
Like, I didn't even realize how tired I was until the start of this. And, like, I go to bed. Usually I'm in bed all midnight.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. It's like crazy.
I mean, I've been accustomed to being, like I said, I've been in bed by 10:30, and
Yeah.
I feel like my body is used to that. I'm sure I can bounce back and do other things, but it's kind of like, but why?
Right.
But why? And I think it's changed my perception. I think the new normal for me is, for me going out is if I'm not in control of my, um, if I'm not happy and in control of what's going on around me and continuously feeling that good vibe and things are going south and stuff like that, I'm out quicker than I've ever been. I used to like linger and see if it would change and I would try to do different things. No. As soon as something starts going south, I'm like, well, it's time to go home. Like, I'm just, that's my new normal now. I don't have the time for the bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't have the time for the bullshit because I've literally, like, why am I doing this? I was accustomed to being in bed by 10:30. It's 12 o'clock, and you come with some bullshit out the side of your mouth. Why am I here? I don't need to be. I'm fake. Bye. Like, I'm like, no. No.
But beyond that,
I was like, I could easily get back home, take my shower, watch me an episode or two of something, and then go to sleep. Like, I think the biggest thing for me, my new normal is I don't want my time wasted. I've had a whole year of being told what I had to do, and I've accustomed to being, I've done these things, I've done my part, I've done this and that. And if I'm out and you're doing something shifty, shady, or whatever the words you're willing to be talking about, and it doesn't fit into my vision of how I want to be, I'm over it.
fair. So I would like, I would turn the question again. What are some things that happened over the year that you would like to keep in place?
I agree with you on the curfew stuff because even though I don't see it being realistic in our area, but I just like that I can use that as an excuse for happy behavior. But something else was, what else happened in this past year? The unity. Like, the ones that I feel like I sort of got closer to some that I hadn't been close to before, I guess. And I would like to continue that. Like, before this happened, like I would go out and I'd do stuff, whatever, but I didn't really have like other than you and then a select few people, like I didn't really have like that closeness with people, whatever. But, as a community, I feel like this is where I'm going. A community. As a community, I feel like, we all joined hands in a sense. And like, because there were people like, they weren't reaching out to invite me to do something, but they were just reaching out to, see how I was and stuff like that. But we all knew our boundaries on not, trying to expose each other and stuff like that. And it was like the common responsibility, like that feel of, we're the responsible ones. Like, like there were some ones that were like reckless and all that stuff, and you saw them, and they were everywhere. And but the ones that you're like, all right, you've been the responsible party. Like, I like that. Like, it was a way of like just feeling closer to them without being with them, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So continuing to have that unity in a community. So.
Okay.
Yeah. I got that. I don't know if others.
That's
got
fair.
that.
I didn't see that. But I personally, I didn't notice. I didn't notice any increased unity. But I think that's fair.
Well, you can even go to the extreme of even the ones that were anti-mask people, they united. There's a lot of that going on.
QAnon, anyone?
One that really is, you know, the way people stood together and protested things. Like, those fights need to still be fought.
Okay, I don't know if that's corona.
But but look. This is sound weird. I mean, I get what you're saying. It's not corona based. But I'm saying, in all honesty, some people that would never thought about protesting didn't have anything else to do. I mean, I don't want to say it that way, but like, they didn't have anything else to do, so they decided to stand with their fellow friends and stuff like that for something they believed in. And I mean, things got changed. They still need to improve and change, but I'm saying like that because people didn't have anything else to do. I feel like that's those people that came together.
Yeah, I can't say that that's probably not the case for some people. It's an interesting perspective, but it wouldn't be the first one that I would have thought of would be the majority.
Well, I'm not saying majority, but I'm just saying. That's just gonna slap me.
No, never.
Wait.
What? Oh,
Okay.
was it? Oh, it's tight. Boo! What you been?
Let's untie
Don't
it.
you go to the chiropractor?
The chiropractor don't be massaging.
Oh, that's
me.
you.
What kind of? Hold on, let me get the chiropractor you go to.
They don't massage.
They still it on you, girl.
You need to go to Madame Wu's. No, I'm kidding. That's an interesting perspective, and I would not have thought about that. I didn't even think about any of the protests. I'll tell you why. Because I don't think it's new. Like that's not so. Like to me that's normal because I'm melanated. I've been fighting this fight for a long time. And those of you that know me, I'm very outspoken and I'm always out there in the streets. So, well, not this past year. I wasn't in the streets, but I'm always out there in some way. I'm always involved. So it's not a new fight. It's not a new thing. So to me, it's not new. Like this is just a continuation of what we've been fighting for. Now I do like that we are at this, and I think I've said this in the past video, that we're at this kind of junction, this kind of turning point in our society, where hatred is becoming the minority, and those thoughts, that ideological structure of classism based on race, because it's not like classism's leaving, in no time soon, but classism based on race and sexual identity. I think we are at this turning point where that is no longer accepted, and the new predominant societal culture is a version of equality. Does that make sense?
It does.
No, not true equality, but a version.
A version.
A version of equality.
It's a long road still.
Yeah. But I like that. I think that's an interesting perspective, and I would say from that perspective I would agree that I like that part. I like the unity in that sense that we got from a diverse group of communities that set up across the country, almost unprecedented.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like people from all over were coming together for one thing, for one purpose, for one reason. And the people that were always scared, I guess, if you want to put that in quotes, like scared or afraid to protest, they were
out there.
Yeah,
it was out there.
They were doing it.
It's in the streets.
So it's like that's what I mean. Like I don't like I know that you've been fighting, others have been fighting for a long time for things. I mean, I've been fighting for gay rights and stuff like that, and but it's just it just amazed me that so many people came together and did what they did, and how televised it was. Because I also felt like instead of they're like, okay, well, we don't have anything else other than Corona to talk about. Let's let's publicize this more, because I feel like yes, these protests have been happening, but they were not getting media coverage.
Right.
They were not getting exposure. They were not getting any of these things, and I feel like that happened more during all that. Like I feel like the media needs to use their tools to televise more of these things that are happening in our society, in our world, in different, like, there's so much that the media can control that we don't even know what they're even censoring because we're not behind the scenes. And
I would agree.
I feel like that should be part of the new normal of getting back to what reporting and stuff should be about. It should be about those hard-hitting things and things that are going to change the world and for the better and various stuff. And for me, like, I'm here for it. Like, I want to see it.
Yeah, I agree to a point. I don't think the media is here to make the world better.
Well, no.
The media, journalism is here to inform the public.
Correct.
And if we were going to remain unbiased, then I would say all things need to be reported. The good, the bad, and the indifferent,
Yes.
And so these protests, BLM protests, and everything else that's happening in the community. But so much so, a lot of times the media focuses on, I like to call it TikTok controversy. They like to focus on what's trending to get the views. Because again, at the end of the day, these major media platforms, CNN, MSNBC, they're a business. And they get paid via the views.
On views.
And what drives views better than controversy? Nothing.
Is that why you are against me now this year? We're trying to get more views.
I'm not against you.
I'm kidding. Oh my gosh. I know you're judging me out there. It's the wine, I tell you.
I'm not against you. Just, I like to voice all sides of the argument.
No, and I love not always agreeing with each other, because that allows growth. I feel like, well, no, I'm saving that. You're going to get that later. That's going to be a whole topic, because growth in general is, there's so many things I can go about that. Ooh, I feel it already.
Already.
That's how in me it is. But no.
That's how in you.
Yes. But no, what's part of your new normal? What has been something that you have enjoyed through this thing that you want to continue, or you want to see more of?
Can we talk about promiscuity? Because people have been out here getting the business.
Pause. What's that? On this season of Conversippin, words that I do not know.
The word of the day.
Pause.
Word of the day. Promiscuity. It was being promiscuous, sexy, sexually active.
Well, I heard that in it. I just didn't know if that's what it was. Okay, thanks for clarification.
Okay, yeah, so, because there's people out here that's been getting their entire life. People are really out here thriving. Okay, buttholes getting banged. I mean, orgasms getting reached. Like, people is out here throwing it down.
Because they didn't have anything else to do in quarantine. They had to figure out what was getting it, what was doing it.
If I wasn't so scared of the Rona, I'd probably been out there too. And I can't even be mad at them. Like, I'm not even mad. I'm just like, yo, more like props off. Because, like, I can't, you don't want to, that Rona is, people's out here on ventilators. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, is it worth me giving somebody a glove 3,000? I don't think so.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna say I didn't.
I'm out here a barren desert.
Oh.
I just realized my necklace was on backwards. Y'all wasn't gonna say nothing either. Y'all just sat here. Y'all sat here and looked at me
Please.
all this time, and y'all ain't say that my necklace was on backwards. You know what? These hoes ain't look.
Please, someone that's fully vaccinated, please give Rafik the rainforest. I'm ready for her to have her desert flooded with your rainforest.
I used to be a grand, sought after oasis. Do you hear me? I used to draw men from around the globe to this pristine waters, blessed from the heavens. And now I am the Sahara.
The Sahara?
The Sahara.
Speaking of
I
what?
think a tumbleweed came out of me the other day.
Oh, God. Roll, roll, roll out of her. That is what it did.
Roll your boat. From a tumbleweed.
Yes. Show her the rainforest. It's what Lil Wayne said. Call that brainstorming. I don't know.
That's the musical quote of the day, folks.
So we're gonna end off by what's trending. What's trending? I mean, we should do our ending segment like what's trending. So what's trending is Lil Nas is getting a little face backlash.
Oh, let's talk about it. Did you watch it?
I have. Okay, so I'm that white guy.
You have not watched it?
That's not
Where's
white.
your phone?
I'm not white, but I call myself that.
You're part white.
So I've seen. Okay,
get your phone. Get your phone. We'll watch it. No, we're gonna watch it. Get your phone. We'll be back. It won't be long for you. There it is.
Have y'all watched this video? He done turned into the devil at the end.
What are our thoughts?
So I'm mad at myself for not recognizing it was like the Adam and Eve story at the beginning. I was like, oh, the Garden of Eden. I was like, snake. Girl, I guess I didn't pay attention in Bible study. So that's on me. But, girl, what?
I mean, I liked it.
Oh yeah. Don't get it wrong.
I liked it. And
I did.
I'm not quite sure why people are so mad about it.
I can tell you why. Because it's portraying a story from the Bible in a very provocative and nasty way. But for me, it's like, that's creativity. It's like, here we are. This is like his way of showing a story that he wants to portray and let him be him. Like, I'm like, you do you. Whatever you want to do. But I'm going to enjoy it.
So, from the Twitter world, people have been talking about this. I think it's the lap dance and stripper pole that are the most abrasive to, that's a good word, to the really Christian people, really religious, really Christian people.
He left heaven, and you should have stopped watching after that.
Well, you know what? That's an interesting point. Because it looked like he passed and was going to heaven, but then chose hell.
Well, I mean...
Which maybe that's the case, maybe it isn't. So, I mean, I don't know. Okay, so one, I don't think that it is worshiping the devil, because he kills the devil at the end.
Yeah,
so,
he snatched it because he wanted to be the devil himself.
So isn't that what y'all want?
Y'all want a new devil, right?
All I'm gonna say is that lap dance was everything. It was everything. Like he was giving body, he was giving heels, he was giving. Oh, I think I like derailed myself. Okay, so the other part of the argument is that everybody was throwing their kids out. You know, oh, this is you're gonna corrupt the kids and all of this. Don't let your kids watch it. Is my response to that. Why are your kids watching that?
It's just like how they were talking about the WAP performance on some show or some, what was it recently? The Grammys.
The Grammys?
And like, they were like, my kids.
Was
my
that
kids,
WAP or Up?
Okay. No, it was WAP. It was Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi.
Oh,
I never watched it, so I haven't seen that either.
The last one was Cardi performing Up on the. Was that the Oscars? Was that the Oscars?
She may have performed twice.
It was January.
No.
February. What's in February?
Anyways.
Is that the ESPYs? I don't know. I don't remember the order of them.
But, they're, like you said earlier, with media and trending, people want to jump on something that they can get recognized for.
Yeah.
So if they have something that's similar to what other people are saying with a little bit of more twist to it, they're going to add it just where they can get that recognition. Their 15 minutes of fame. So, whatever.
Well, then he came out with shoes.
I've heard
The
about
Satan
that.
shoes.
And
It's
then
got the
Nike,
pentagram
and then
on it.
Nike won the lawsuit or something.
There's a lawsuit?
Yeah, there's a lawsuit about the ban of the sale of it, and Nike won the lawsuit against Lil Nas X. So, I don't know. I haven't read the whole thing.
Wait,
Don't quote me.
Lil Nas sued Nike? Or Nike sued Lil Nas?
Nike sued him. I think they were like, we didn't endorse it. I don't know, something of that nature.
It wasn't a Nike shoe.
Yeah, so it's something's going on with that, and then Nike won. So
I see now that has not been on the Twitter web.
Yes.
I have not seen that on Obama's internet.
I've seen that briefly, but I haven't read the full article. But for me, like, I enjoyed watching that. Like, I didn't
think it was that bad.
I got some tingles in places I can't talk about.
I mean, and he's very talented on that pole.
I mean, hey.
He's very talented. Let's talk about the production value. I mean, because he was the only person in there. Like, he played every
role.
Every role in that.
He played the devil, too?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think.
Maybe.
I don't know.
That's really muscular. I don't know. Can you really fabricate muscle?
Sure.
Maybe.
Silicone.
Yeah.
Bodysuit.
Okay. So,
Plaster.
I also want to say, in addition to that, I keep going back to my girl. I feel like it was a year ago I was talking about her again.
Lana Del Rey?
No, what? She thinks every white person that sings is Lana Del Rey. It's Demi Lovato.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so she came out with
She has
her.
a new song.
She has a new album
Oh,
that
that.
dropped. And it is called Dancing with the Devil.
Okay, did the Christians get mad about that?
No, are we devil like themed this year in 2021? Is that a thing? Is that what we're doing?
I'm all for a heaven and hell pride theme.
But she came out. That's the reason why we're talking about the art of starting over. It's actually the name of one of her songs. Rafik didn't know this, but I did.
I didn't. I don't listen to Demi Lovato.
I
but
know. I
she
force
can
you to
sing.
do it sometimes.
No, she can sing. Don't get me wrong. The girl is talented. She can sing. She can hit like E3. Everyone is really impressed with E3.
But guess who she has on her album?
I think she can hit an A though, bitch.
You know who she has on her album?
Lana Del Rey.
Oh gosh, I don't know why I asked this question. She has Sweetie on it.
Oh, I like Sweetie.
Yeah, she has one.
I like Sweetie. No, that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. I like her. I was gonna say something else, but I like her. I know I like
She also
her.
has Ariana Grande.
I love her.
And so, wait, you know other people's name other than Lana Del Rey?
Yeah, I love Ariana Grande.
And then she also has.
Wish she would sing more.
She also has Noah Cyrus.
Who's that?
That's Miley Cyrus's sister.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's a sister.
Oh yeah. Noah Cyrus has. If you haven't not reached out, if you haven't tapped into her music,
please reach out to Noah. And then tell her that we are worried about her. Because we have not heard from her in quite some time.
Gosh, I don't know. But she also has a couple people on her album. It's great.
Oh, okay.
I should listen to it. Well,
I'll check it out. I've seen it. No, I saw it. YouTube told me. The Tubes of the U.
Well, no, she also has that documentary series that's on YouTube right now called Dancing with the Devil. Oh. And it's about her experience with almost dying, like the whole thing,
right?
You know, that happened in 2019. Like,
it was an overdose.
She's like, yeah, it was an overdose. She did too much, and most of her songs on the new album are more like, I can't remember what it was, but most of her songs on her album is related to like her actual life. If you listen to the lyrics,
yeah,
because you know she came out as she said she doesn't care. One of her songs with Sweetie, I think it was. So she's like, I don't care if you have a dick or a wop. Like, she's like fully into her sexuality now and not just sticking to men or women and stuff like that. And
you know, I'm glad you said that. You know what I can't wait for?
What?
The day when coming out is not a thing.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for that.
I mean, why? Why is that such a huge deal still?
I just feel like at this point, just be who you are. You owe no one an explanation.
Be all that you can be.
Or you owe no one a label. You know what I mean? Like you, and maybe this is just like me as a trans person who identifies anyway for my own safety. But I just feel like no one has to identify. If you vibe with someone, then you vibe. And you see where that energy goes. But nobody has to wear a scarlet letter, and no one needs to wear a rainbow tag as pretty as they are and say, you know, I am, you know, so and so, and here I am. So I can't wait for coming out to not be a thing.
Yeah.
And that's just me.
Hey, I'm down with it. So it's been great this week.
It's been real.
It has been. Hey, catch our podcast on Anchor. We'll have the link listed on our link tree, so that's gonna be great. Yeah. You know, I'm glad I'm in charge of our social media.
I want you all to understand that. I love you all dearly, and I did not know that we have a podcast.
It's new, so yeah. It's new. Because the thing for that one is, you know, you can't always see us, but you can listen.
You can listen. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, I want you all to have a wonderful week.
Yeah.
And as we say today, tomorrow, and the next day.
I'm Brock.
I'm Rafiq.
And this has been Conversippin. We believe
in you. Believing in us. Believing in you.
So conversate with your besties. Oh, I guess I do that in the beginning.
That's a really good one.
It is. I don't even want to get up off this couch now.
That's a really good one. What else is happening on the Twitterverse?
I don't know.